Now the sun had sunk. Darkness moved on, covering houses, hills, trees. No lights opened among the folded wings of the hills, and there was no sound.
Now the time has come. Now to sum up.
Hello, Bernard.
Hello.
Now is the time. I will explain to you the meaning of life. There goes your friend Louis, but he leaves now in the opposite direction. All are gone. Did you enjoy your day?
Yes. More than words can say.
Since we do not know each other.
I'm glad to have met you.
Though I met you once, I think, when I was a patient etherized upon a table.
Who are you exactly?
I am the judge. I am the seer. I am the force that arranges. I am a woman alone in the world. Old or young, man or woman, it matters not. I am the thing in which all exists. Certainly without me it would perish. I can give it order. I perceive what is about to happen.
The illusion is upon me that something adheres for a moment, has roundness, weight, depth, is completed. This, for the moment, seems to be my life. If it were possible, I would hand it to you entire. I would break it off as one breaks off a bunch of bedside grapes. I would say, take it, this is my life.
Go on.
In the beginning, there was a nursery, with windows opening onto a garden, and beyond that, the sea. Faces loom, dashing around the corner. There's Ginny, that's Neville, that's Louis in grey flannel with a snake belt. That's Rhoda, she had a basin in which she sailed petals of white flowers. It was Susan who cried that day, and I felt my indifference melt. Neville did not melt. Therefore, I said, I am myself, not Neville. A wonderful discovery.
To let oneself be carried on passively is unthinkable.
So, day after day, as we sat at tea, we observed these sights, but we were all different. Louis was disgusted by the nature of human flesh. Rhoda by our cruelty. Susan could not share. Neville wanted order. Ginny love, and so on. We suffered terribly as we became separate bodies. Yet I was preserved from these excesses, and have survived many of my friends. Percival sat staring straight ahead of him that day in chapel. His movements were always remarkable. He had the kind of beauty which defends itself from any caress.
He would have done justice.
He would have protected. We were also quick to perceive how cutting, how apt, how severe he was. He was without those simple attachments by which one is connected with each other. I never really knew him, like I never really knew any of them.
Neville next, lying on his back, staring up at the summer sky.
Well, it was through him that I have nosed round without ever precisely touching the Latin classics. But I can't remember. I remember a hospital. No. With you? We grew. We changed. For, of course, we are animals. We exist not only separately, but in undifferentiated blobs of matter. It was Susan who first became wholly woman, purely feminine. It was her who dropped on my face those scalding tears. Rhoda came wondering vaguely. What fear wavered and hid itself and blew to a flame in the depths of her grey, her startled, her dreaming eyes. Then Ginny came. She was like a crinkled poppy, febrile, thirsty, with the desire to drink dry dust. But who am I? Not Byron, Shelley, Dostoevsky, but I, Bernard. Faces recur, faces and faces. Your face, mine.
Stick to your story, Bernard.
Yes. Life is pleasant. Life is tolerable. Tuesday follows Monday, then comes Wednesday. The mind grows rings. The identity becomes robust. Pain is absorbed in growth. We are swept on by the torrent of things grown so familiar that they cast no shadow. We float. We float.
And what of Louis, the attic dweller? Rhoda, the nymph of the fountain?
Both contradicted what was then so positive to me. Both showed me the other side of what seemed to me so evident. I mean that we marry, that we domesticate, and so forth, for which I loved them, pitied them, and also deeply envied them their different lot.
Yes. Life is pleasant. Life is good. The mere process of life is satisfactory. Take the ordinary man in good health. Tuesday follows Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday. Our memories are the same. Or is it Thursday? Never mind. Each spreads the same ripple of well-being, repeats the same curve of rhythm.
But into this crushed death, Percival's, I saw the first morning he would never see.
Yes. Life, it withers when there are things we cannot share. Should this be the end of the story? A kind of sigh? A last ripple of the wave?
But if there are no stories, what end can there be? Or what beginning? I sat all night waiting. An impulse again runs through us. We rise. We toss back a mane of white spray. We pound on the shore. We are not to be confined.
I hear something stamping. A great beast's foot is chained. It stamps and stamps and stamps.
Out we creep, out into a wider world. The true order of things, this, our perpetual illusion, is now apparent.
I see a crimson tassel, twisted with gold threads.
It is strange how the dead leap out at us at street corners or in dreams. Life is a dream, surely.
I see a slab of pale yellow, spreading away until it meets a purple stripe.
But when I meet an unknown person and say a little of my life, it is not one life that I look back upon. I am not one person. I am many people. I do not altogether know who I am. Ginny, Susan, Neville, Rhoda, or Louis, or how to distinguish my life from theirs. So I thought, this early autumn night in which we have come together and dined once more at Hampton Court, our discomfort was at first palpable. We saw for a moment laid out among us the body of the complete human being whom we have failed to be, but at the same time cannot forget. The rush of the waves became the roar of time, and we rushed. Where? And who were we? We were extinguished for a moment, went out like sparks in burnt paper, and the blackness roared. That moment was all. That moment was enough. And then Neville, Ginny, Susan and I, as a wave breaks, burst asunder, surrendered and drew apart and were consumed in the darkness of the trees.
So I saw.
I see a globe hanging down in a drop against the enormous flanks of some hill.
And Rhoda, who roared with eagerness, amusement, jealousy, vigilance, and a host of other things, threw herself into the water, pale as an iceberg, translucent before the end, faded to nothing, as she always feared, over the roughened water to become waves in the sea. I could not recover myself from that dissipation, so she parted from us forever.
Yes, I see a sea green woman, and a sound. Chip, chirp, chip, chirp, going up and down.
Was this, then, this streaming away mixed with Susan, Ginny, Neville, Rhoda, Louis, a sort of death? A new assembly of elements? Some hint of what was to come? Tell me.
This is not one life, nor do I always know if I am man or woman, or you know if you are Bernard or Neville, Louis, Susan, Ginny or Rhoda. So strange is the contact of one with another. You said that life has been imperfect, an unfinishing phrase. It was impossible for you, too vast an undertaking. This is more truly death than the death of friends, than the death of youth.
But how describe the world seen without the self? There are no words. I begin now to forget. I begin to doubt the fixity of tables, the reality of here and now, to tap my knuckles smartly upon the edges of apparently solid objects and say, Are you solid? I have seen so many different things, have made so many different sentences. I have been talking to Bernard, Neville, Ginny, Susan, Rhoda and Louis. Am I all of them? Am I one and distinct? Am I you? I do not know. We sat here together, but now Percival is dead, and Rhoda is dead. We are divided. We are not here, yet I cannot find any obstacle separating us. There is no division between me and them. As I talked, I felt, I am you. Here on my brow, the blow I got when Percival fell. Here on the nape of my neck is the kiss Ginny gave Louis. My eyes fill with Susan's tears.
I see
I see far away, quivering like a gold thread,
The horizon
rode a soar,
and feel the rush of
and
wind
feel the
of
rush
her
of the
flight
wind
when she
of her
fell.
flight when she fell.
Thus I come to shape here at this table, between my hands the story of my life, and set it before you as a complete thing.